Hi everyone, I'm Deputy Mayor Erin Toole. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock p.m. this evening. So we respectfully acknowledge that Bay-Westfield exists on the traditional Wolastoqey land. The lands of the Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs by our town is known as Wolastoq, along which live the Wolastoqey, the people of the beautiful and bountiful river. We, the staff and elected representatives, pay respect to the elders, past and present, and descendants of this land. So good evening, everyone. I'll be filling in tonight for Mayor Merrifield, who's unfortunately unable to attend this evening. So I don't have too many comments on that end. So I'll move on to number 4, record of attendance. Along with the mayor, unfortunately, Councillor Day and Councillor Bellman's also send their regrets. But let the record show that myself, Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, Councillor Baucom, and Councillor Burpee are in attendance this evening. Moving on to number 5, agenda approval. The motion is that the Council of the Town of Bay-Westfield approve the agenda of November 27, 2023 as presented. Have a motion?
So moved.
By Councillor Baucom, and second, Councillor McIntosh Lawrence. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. No disclosure of conflict of interest, number 6, are there any? Not there being none, we'll move to number 7, public hearings, presentations, delegations, petitions, and there are also none. So I can move on to item 8, minutes of previous meeting. The on here is the regular council meeting minutes of November 14th, 2023. And the motion here is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of November 14th, 2023 as presented. So can I have a motion? Councilor Burpee, thank you. Second, Councilor Baucom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, everyone. 9, unfinished business, there is also none. But number 10, there are a few here. So I will start with under the bylaw section. And a lot of these we have seen before. It's important we're kind of going through our bylaws, updating the local governance reform, a lot of these. So the first one is bylaw number PD001, building bylaw, and this is up for 3rd reading. So I guess it's 3rd reading by title. Bylaw number PD001, building bylaw. Can I get a motion? Councilor Burpee, second. Councilor McIntosh Lawrence. And I'd like to ask John some comments on this.
Yeah, we didn't receive any comments from the public. If you want a brief high-level summary, I can ask the book.
It's replacing our building bylaw that we had prior to 2023. During this year, we've acted on the provincial building regulation as a transition with Ward 2 and Ward 1. But the minor changes to this will reflect basically the fee schedule that was already adopted with the provincial rates. And the biggest change, it comes under a different act now, so it's the Building Code Administration Act.
Are there any questions or comments on this bylaw 3rd reading? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thanks, everyone. So on to B, the next bylaw is dangerous or unsightly premises. This is also 3rd reading by title of bylaw number PS004, dangerous or unsightly premises. Can I get a motion? Councilor Burpee, and second, Councilor Baucom. And John, can I get you to speak to this one as well?
Yes, this one as well, we didn't receive any comments, but I'll turn it over to the development officer for a second.
And again, just basically for local governance reform, it's really apply the bylaw to both wards with the adoption of this bylaw. It comes also with a change under a different act, from the Municipalities Act to the Local Governance Act. It's a very short statement, but it references the sections in the act that are the processes that are followed.
That's good. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? moving on to number C, or I guess item C, bylaw number PW001 sanitary sewer system, and this is up for first and second reading. So first reading by title, bylaw number PW001 sanitary sewer system. Can I get a motion? Councilor Marshall, thank you. Second, Councilor Murphy. And I guess John will ask for this one as well.
This is one that we consolidated into one. It also has set up a 5-year schedule, and I think that's primary highlights for, sorry? Yeah, that's primarily it. You did an amendment last year with the fees, but consolidated everything.
Any questions or comments on first reading? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. And this one again back for second reading. So second reading by title, bylaw number PW001 sanitary sewer system. Have a motion? Councilor Murphy, and second, Councilor Rothman. And any comments or questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Right, and then item D, we're back to a third reading. It's bylaw PW002 respecting snow and ice control. So it's third reading by title, bylaw number PW002 respecting snow and ice control. Can I get a motion? Councilor McPherson? Councilor Falcon? This one I guess was just before us last time, but I do speak to it again.
We had comments when we were seeking them before, but not as part of the snow control plan. But there was nothing that was brought forward.
So this is an important one, but it was, obviously we talked about it before last time. Are there any comments or questions or clarifications on this one? No, we're going through this, right? So all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, so we can move on from bylaws to new business and recommendations. And the first item on the agenda for this is the Keel construction application. And if this looks familiar, it's because it's an annual matter. So this will be the probably second or third time I think we've ever have seen it.
21, 22, this will be the third time.
Right, so the motion on here is that the Council of the Town of Bay-Westfield accept the July 2018 digital plan ultimate rehabilitation of Valentine Pit for excavation of lands identified by PID numbers 0009388, 00227546, 00227595, and 30042899. And accept the Intact Insurance Company indemnity bond number 904050079, legacy bond number HM003001013, along with endorsement dated November 1st, 2023, reflecting the security amount of $110,000 effective from December 31st, 2023, with additional operational requirements for the 2024 excavation permit as follows. To provide street sweeping on Valentine Place once per week during the months of June through October, and provide the town with written records of the dust control measures undertaken each month. Next, to provide the additional dust control measures as may be requested by the building inspector, subject to special and/or unreasonable dust conditions, and not to undertake any blasting without prior approval of town council. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Councilor Buckman, second. Councilor Rubin. Can I get you to speak in briefly? Discussion.
Yes, Your Worship. This is just an annual event. These extra requirements, have been in place for quite a lot of years. Typically, this seems to be working.
Any comments or questions from council? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all, motion is carried. So number 2, mutual aid agreement. And the motion here is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield approve the Zone 2 mutual aid agreement. Can I get a motion? Councilor Marshall, second. Councilor Murphy. And John, you speak this one, I guess. fire service.
Yeah, I'll turn it over to the chief, but I'll just say at a high level that it's very common to have these.
So yeah, the mutual aid agreement, this is actually not a new agreement. We've had almost a decade, just kind of a revision of an existing agreement. So it's kind of for renewal. One of the biggest changes in this one is the addition of an instant command system in the appendix, so that all departments are kind of operating under the same type of command system. So that when we do work together, which happens on a regular basis, we're able to do that. And basically the purpose behind this is to have that formal agreement between departments, so when there are long duration events or basically just whenever one department needs some help, there is a formal agreement in place so that everybody understands the rules and how things are going to operate beforehand rather than trying to figure it out in the middle of an emergency. So it's just a pre-planning measure to make sure everyone's where they need to be.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the chief?
Just one question through the chief, through yourself, your worship. There's a number of communities and fire departments that are listed in the mutual agreement, mutual aid agreement. How many of those has your department had the opportunity to train with?
Most in some form, depending. So for example, right now, although mutual aid with Hampton is not very likely, so the southern little portion or our area region has basically what is Zone 2, a part of the Royal Firefighters Association, which is made up of the departments that are listed there. So the agreement is between all of those departments, even though some don't necessarily work together very often. But for example, we're conducting a firefighter one course right now, which has some Hampton firefighters on it, so that's got some of them working together. More importantly, our very close neighbors being Wellsford, Greenwich, we do training with them on a pretty regular basis.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion is carried, thank you all. So the next one on our list is the Crane Mountain landfill expansion. This, I guess it's further, we talked about this at a meeting earlier, there was a public meeting held in respect to this proposed expansion. And the motion on the table today is that the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield vigorously advocate to Fundy Regional Service Commission to host an in-person public hearing regarding the height increase of the Crane Mountain landfill, and that Fundy Regional Service Commission widely publicize the hearing. So this arose, can I get a motion, sorry, for this? Councilor Murphy, and second, Councilor Dunn. And everybody probably remembers our discussion on this one. There was a meeting held, but there was some technical difficulties, and also a lot of people didn't know about it until after the fact. So I thought it was important to bring this back to council for discussion. So Dr. Joy.
I think you kind of captured it all, your worship.
It's something we just wanted to make sure that it's on record that we do have these asks, and we'll bring this forward to Fundy Regional Services Commission. So they may have any questions or comments or further discussion? So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried, thank you again. So we go from that one to, I guess, a good news story on this one. This is in respect to a Grand Bay-Westfield evening Christmas parade. And I know everybody, a few of us here were able to enjoy the Dirt Bike Christmas parade on the weekends. This is another one that's being proposed. So the motion before us here is that the Council of Grand Bay-Westfield approve the request for a temporary road closure of River Valley between the southern boundary and River Valley Community Center between the hours of 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, December 9th, 2023 for the Grand Bay-Westfield Evening Christmas Parade. Subject to the provisions of Traffic Bylaw Number 80, the organizers are from RCMP, DTI, Ambulance NB, and the Fire Rescue Department to ensure continuity of emergency services. Can I get a motion? Councilor Murphy, and second? Councilor McIntosh Lawrence? And I guess John, speaking to this one.
I'm going to turn this over to our Recreation Program Coordinator, but he did a great job in helping them get everything up in line, but I'll turn it over to him.
Thanks, John. And ultimately, I think the organizer, Gabrielle, deserves try and dot every single I, cross every single T, and been in contact with the right people and follow directions, the limited ones that I had on how we could get it to the right place for council. So she's waiting excitedly to see what your discussion leads to. She might be one of the people watching today, but I have emails waiting for a response, so she's done a lot of work and done it the right way.
And quickly,
Okay.
and quickly.
Yeah. And so, are there any other comments, questions on this one?
Just comment, Your Worship, I think it's a great initiative from a resident of our town. Just demonstrates how quickly the right cause can pull everybody together and the right leader to dot the I's and cross the T's like stated earlier. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Francis. That's great, so no other questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, and motion is carried, and thanks again to Gabriel Pai for pulling this together and all our town staff for assisting. It's exciting, I guess we have 2 fun town events coming up, so that's great. So next on the agenda is municipal insurance, item E. And the motion on the table is that the town of Bay-Westfield join the Genesis Reciprocal Insurance Exchange as the town's insurance provider by authorizing the mayor and CAO to sign the subscribers agreement. Can I get a motion? Councilor Lawrence, and a second? Councilor Murphy? And I guess, John, this is in relation to the insurance changes recently, so.
Yeah, I'm very excited that this is going through. I've been, when I first came here, I was shocked how much we're paying for insurance. I was shocked how much some of our community groups are paying for insurance and are able to come under our risk umbrella. And so we're going to be saving up to $90,000. The final numbers aren't in. There's some valuations that we're waiting to receive. We're looking at between $80,000 and $90,000. But that isn't the only benefit, even though that's significant. Fundamentally, we become part owners of the insurance company. There's a process for us to determine, to contribute to the governance, and through the governance determine what type of coverage we want, how much the rate should rise or fall, how we act in the market. Because we're now part of a municipal reciprocal exchange, what that means is that it's only public sector entities like municipalities. They know about heavy equipment, they know about pools, they know about arenas, they know about sidewalks, and then sewer backups. So this is a significant savings, especially in a hard market. And I just want to say one thanks to UMNB for going through on this. And and for me, it's a little bit satisfying because I started this almost from the time I started.
Any comments or questions on this one? I think I can echo everybody's thoughts and the mayor's thoughts as well to give a huge kudos to you on this one. This is a fantastic news story. It's not as exciting as parades, but it's really, really, really good for our community. So I'm really excited about this, and I actually think it's probably good for the whole region to be exposed to this type of insurance. So this is great.
I think, Your Worship, that if every municipality in New Brunswick subscribes, to be a savings between $15 and $20 million.
What are you going to be excited?
Well, they should be, right?
Exactly.
They also get royalties from it, money from it, revenue from it, so.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. So that's the end of new business. We can move on to number 12 on the agenda, which is bills for payment. And the motion on the table is that the council of the town of Grand Bay authorize the November 27th, 2023 bills for payment as presented in the amount of $130,276.92. Can I get a motion? Councilor Malcolm, second. Councilor McIntosh-Lawrence. Any questions on this motion? Councilor Murphy?
I have one question, and it was item number, okay, item number 26, really just, is this, just this radio commission, communications, what is that actually? Is that just I know it's
So that was a purchase of a base radio that can be used between the fire administration area and up in the EOC emergencies. So it's a TMR radio, and then the bulk of the cost was actually the installation because they had to run an antenna and cabling.
I thought it was some kind of a communication like that, but I just for knowledge. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I just want to bring to council's attention, an issue that the CFO and I are trying to address. The Department for Local Government sent us out a memo, I think it was the beginning of the year, saying that they would cover the costs that we accrued due to local government's reform. Just want to let council know that they did not pay for any of the legal fees due to bylaw change, and that fee, I believe, is in excess of $35,000. I met with the Assistant Deputy Minister on, I think it was Saturday, and her comment to me, which is not in the memo, was not made public, was that there's an algorithm to determine how much each municipality gets, and we reached our cap. And my comment to the Assistant Deputy Minister is that a cap was not stipulated in the memo, and that that is more a reflection of the allocation of resources from their side rather than us. So I'm trying to line up another meeting with the ADM, and I think it's entirely inappropriate that just legal fees for our bylaws is over $35,000, and the province thinks that we should just eat it. That's a bit rich for my stomach, frankly. But this is something council needs to be aware of.
Is there any other comments or questions on this one? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. So move on to number 13, which is consent agenda. On the consent agenda, there is A, Caribou Snowdrifter Club 721 sponsorship. B, New Brunswick EMO letter. C, Government Services Survey. D, Lee Sign Court street lighting. E, Fire Department monthly report September and October. And F, Quispam Sis letter read Digby Ferry, and consent agenda. Motion is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield receive and file the consent agenda items for November 27th, 2023. Have a motion? Councilor McIntosh, second. Councilor Malcolm? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, sorry. Any opposed? Motion carried.
I just want to bring to council's attention that Snowdrifters, our recreation program coordinator, has contacted them, and he's not heard back yet, but he will be encouraging them in the future to apply to our grant program.
So next, a few things remaining. We have the council reports. So I guess I'll go this order. So Councilor McIntosh.
Thank you. So not much, well, not many items, but I guess, big company. So last Wednesday, a few councillors, had the pleasure of attending the Chambers Speaker Series and listening to the Governor of the Bank of Canada. So that was quite interesting for me, listening to him explain inflation and interest rates and how they correlate and what has to happen in order for interest rates to come down. So it was interesting. And then this past weekend, most of us attended the annual UMME AGM in Fredericton. There were a plethora of talks and speakers, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Your Worship. I also had the great pleasure and opportunity to attend the annual meeting and conference. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me, colleagues, if I'm wrong. It was a record number of attendees this year, and for the first time, some of the cities were invited to attend, and it was a much different positive atmosphere than in previous years, just by having some representatives of the cities in the room. I think there's a lot more opportunity now in understanding what we do and and the opportunity for more collaboration at the larger level. And that's it.
Thank you. I also attended the UMNB Fredericton conference this weekend, and it was a great turnout, and there was a lot of information there. My biggest takeaway from that was the FCM and the all the grants and funding that is available. What I would like to see is a little bit more information on what specifically pilot projects and things like that we could actually investigate to see what might be benefit to the town and to the residents, and then look into how to get some of that funding into the community for some of those pilot projects. So we're going to look a little bit further into that. And also, I just wanted to mention the next thing, which was I attended the Dirt Road Parade yesterday, and we started at Four Corners, and we ended up there, and it was really, really well attended. Weather was perfect. There was tons and tons of kids, and then the organizers also had hot chocolate for the kids, and Santa was there, and also the fire trucks, which were just as exciting as Santa. So thank you very much. That's it for me.
Thank you. I didn't have too much. I was also able to attend the luncheon the chamber put on the Bank of Canada Governor Dick Martin. It was excellent. And I was only able to attend one day of the UMNB conference last weekend, but it was good. And the standout for me was I went to a session on the trails and basically some of the support that's available provincially for communities on trails was really interesting. I guess the one thing I just wanted to end with, and I know I'm channeling Mayor Merrifield here, I want to remind everybody of the mayor's tree lighting going on this weekend. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 6 o'clock start? Yeah, 6 o'clock start at Unity Park, and it's going to be fantastic. It's been such a great event the last few years. We have hot chocolate, we have singers, and it's going to be fantastic. So we encourage everybody to come. Starting at 6, the tree is going to be lit at 6:30, so we have as many people there as we can. So that will be the second event, second weekend with something in the town. So last weekend was the Dirt Road Christmas Parade, and now after today we have on December 9th, the Saturday after, the Bay-Westfield Evening Christmas Parade at 6 o'clock, I guess, on December 9th. And I believe the starting point for that is the Guardian parking lot. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll put more information on all of those. So thank you, everyone. That's my report. So the next item would be business arising from committee of the whole, and there being none, we're on to adjournment. So the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield adjourn the meeting at 7:28 p.m. Motion. Councilor Rowan, second.